Absentee voting. Absentee voting is a method of voting available to all electors for any reason, in which you complete a ballot before Election Day. Some people refer to it as early voting, but in Wisconsin it's called absentee voting. Just like registration, there are deadlines that apply to absentee voting. You can make a request to your municipal clerk to have a ballot mailed, emailed, or faxed to you at any time. Ballots typically become available 47 days before a federal election and 21 days before state and local elections. You can make your request in writing to your municipal clerk by mail, email, fax, or delivery. The clerk will then send the ballot to the voter. Once the voter receives the ballot, they must postmark the ballot back to the clerk by Election Day, and it must be received by the clerk no later than Election Day to be counted. You can also request and complete your ballot right in your clerk's office. In-person absentee hours can vary. Contact your municipal clerk to find out the dates and the hours of absentee voting in your community. Remember, before you can request an absentee ballot, you must first be registered to vote. When requesting your ballot, don't forget, you'll need to include a copy of your photo ID with your request. Your clerk cannot send your ballot until they receive a copy of your acceptable photo ID. Once you send a copy of your photo ID to your clerk with your absentee ballot request, you do not need to provide it again when requesting an absentee ballot for future elections. The best way to make your request is to use the absentee ballot request form. You can find this on myvote.wi.gov by clicking Vote Absentee, or you can use the EL121 form found at elections.wi.gov. If you're an active member of the U.S. Armed Services, you have another option to receive an absentee ballot. You can request and receive your ballot online through myvote.wi.gov. This option is only available to military voters and permanently overseas voters. These voters do not need to provide a photo ID when requesting their absentee ballot. Indefinitely confined voters, those voters who have a hard time getting to the polls due to age, illness, infirmity, or disability, can request that a ballot be automatically sent to them for every election. They'll continue to receive a ballot for every election until they fail to return one. Indefinitely confined voters are not required to send a photo ID with their request. Instead, indefinitely confined voters have a witness sign their absentee ballot certificate envelope to verify the voter's identity. Voters certify as indefinitely confined by making that certification on their absentee ballot request form. It's a self-certification. All other types of voters can request a ballot either for one specific election, or they can request the ballot be sent to them for an entire calendar year. Once you receive and complete your ballot, it's very important that you make sure you complete your absentee certificate envelope. This includes your signature and the signature and address of your witness. If you do not complete the certificate correctly, you and your witness will have to come back to the clerk's office by Election Day to correct it in order for your vote to be counted. If you do not complete the envelope and do not fix the certification by Election Day, your ballot will not be counted. Let's take a look at a short video about absentee voting in Wisconsin.
Let's find out what Wisconsin's new voter photo ID law means for absentee voters. The next time you vote in Wisconsin may be a little different. That's because now, voters are bringing an acceptable photo ID to the ballot, even absentee voters. Almost everyone who votes by mail will need to include a photocopy of their ID with their absentee application. It's the new law, and you only have to do it once, unless your name or address changes. But for some absentee voters, exceptions in the law may mean that you do not need a photo ID at all. Who is exempt? It might be your best friend, a neighbor, or someone in your family. It could even be you. So listen closely. Some absentee voters are indefinitely confined to their homes because of their age, an illness, a disability, or infirmity. These voters don't need a photo ID. Neither do those living in a nursing home or care facility. Many facilities are served by special voting deputies, there to help voters cast absentee ballots. If your facility doesn't have a deputy, ask an official at your care facility to sign the outside of your absentee envelope as proof of your ID. The third group of absentee voters who don't need a photo ID? Members of the military on active duty away from home. This includes merchant marines, military husbands and wives, and any voting age dependents. U.S. citizens who live permanently overseas but still want to vote in federal elections for the president or members of Congress can also mail in an absentee ballot without a photo ID. The same is true for confidential voters, usually a victim of stalking or abuse whose privacy is protected. For this group, no photo ID is ever required, whether they vote by mail or at the clerk's office. For all other absentee voters, these exceptions to Wisconsin's new voter photo ID law only apply to those ballots sent in by mail. Vote at the polls or your municipal clerk's office, and you'll need to show the right photo ID. Absentee voters can find out more at bringit.wisconsin.gov. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Elections Commission. Also find us online at elections.wi.gov. Thank you.
Help your local election officials spread the word about what is required to vote in Wisconsin. The Wisconsin Elections Commission has great resources to help voters remember to bring their photo ID to get a ballot. Visit the website bringit.wi.gov for more information on Wisconsin's photo ID law. Here you'll find videos, TV ads, radio ads, in addition to print materials such as brochures and posters. If you'd like more information about voting in Wisconsin, visit myvote.wi.gov or bringit.wi.gov, or you can call 1-866-VOTE-WIS. Thank you for tuning in to this presentation on voting in Wisconsin and the voter photo ID law. And don't forget, when voting on November 8th, bring your photo ID to the ballot.